Hey everyone, how's it going? We're gonna be playing some Gwen Katarina again. This is one of my all-time favorite decks, and I actually think it's in an okay spot. I'd really like to get to Masters before the tournaments start this weekend, although that's not really like the biggest deal. Right now I'm kind of just trying to figure out decent decks that I'd want to run in my lineup. Right now, I had a lot of fun with Nocturne Diana, and it felt pretty good. And I'm trying to think how I want to really fill out my lineup. I'm thinking Samira Action's probably just the best deck in the format at the moment. And I kind of need to get some more practice on it though. I don't feel super confident. So like right now, Gwen Katarina I'm really enjoying. We killed it in stream with Nightfall, Diana Nocturne. And I'm trying to figure out what to do elsewise. I really like Ari Kennen. Maybe in a tournament meta you can make it work a little bit, because I had a lot of success with that this season. But I think Red Gwen is just where I'm most comfortable. I feel like I at least feel confident when I play this deck more than some other decks that I don't have as much experience on. The high end is really good. Sometimes you just win the game through Katarina rallies, or Eternal Lancers just revives your big champions, or like revives a Ruined Reckoner. The Harrowing just sometimes decks just don't have an answer for it. So you can kind of just like sneak wins out that way. You have a lot of early tempo removal, things like Vile Feast or Sentry Flock. And I don't know, it just feels good, it feels fun. Even after the nerfs a few seasons ago, I just can't stop playing this deck. So I figured we'd run and give it a try. I sometimes think when to deploy my Katarina is the biggest problem point I run into, because obviously if you recall her, you're not really developing a board presence. You're kind of like threatening that rally, but you know what I mean? You're not developing that permanent pressure on board. But it's better like almost hold her up as a threat. Like this matchup is interesting. I'm going to really look for removal here. Like these three cards I don't think are ever really keeps in your opening hand. But I definitely have had troubles with trying to go too aggressive, and then we'll go into a situation like this where like we have Pigeon, Boisterous Host Rearguard on 2, and then like what the heck does our hand look like? Usually, like in this matchup, maybe since it's an aggressive mirror, I am okay with having the extra units because I'm going to want to chump block at some point, because I can't really let them resolve their Poppy for too long, or else they're just going to outstat us, and it's going to be very hard for us to push damage. But like this looks like a really decent turn 2 from us, unless they're running something like Pokestick or Pie Toss. But I absolutely will develop here. And again, this is the other interesting pressure point. If we play Boisterous Host right now, and our 2 one-shots on turn 2, we can't play Katarina on turn 3 with the Blade's Edge and then open on turn 4. Like, we won't be able to use the Blade's Edge at least. And I don't even know if that's a great play, because I really want to develop, like, a permanent board state where it makes it hard for them to end their round. We have, like, a really, really threatening wide board, and later in the game we can threaten with Katarina. I wonder what's going on here. I wonder why they didn't open with this, hoping I didn't have a one-drop. Or like why they reacted. Yeah, like I'm gonna take this trade every time. Okay, I don't know. Either way, we're still pretty ooh, like this is interesting. Rearguard, our Prodigy I think just runs into the Pigeon. Whereas if I go Pigeon Rearguard, it makes it hard for them to keep anything alive. And we start pushing a lot of damage. Turn 3. Oof, like this is where Katarina starts to look much better. They still can't kill our Pigeon this turn though, which is really good. And they can't even take a positive trade with our Boisterous Host. So I'm pretty happy to get aggressive here.
Routes closed.
Nice. Okay. So I'm going to try to just end this round if we can. I'd be pretty happy to just like take the pass. But I think they're going to develop. So if they do, I'm just going to play... Ooh, that's actually not bad either. That can set up our Katarina for a good play next turn. Like, I'll play my Prodigy here, and I'll see what they do. I'm going to do this. This really puts them under the gun. Next turn, we start with Katarina. They have to have a unit that has more than 1 HP, and the odds of them having a removal might not be so great. Even if they're forced to use a removal on our Katarina, we still have a really good turn otherwise. And then for the rest of the game, we can just hold up that rally threat. We have a lot of great top decks in this deck too. Yeah. Like a lot of times you do have to kind of empty your hand early. But we have a ton of great draws later in the game. Even things like Rune Reckoner just for that free attack, or it's not Risen Reckoner, that's the one that gives it back. What is it? Ruined Reckoner or Fallen Reckoner. Fallen Reckoner, Eternal Dancer's Harrowing. Those are all such good draws later in the game. Man, I've been really struggling with different aggro decks this season though. These like mid-range tempo-y aggro decks, if that makes sense. Things like Nightfall and Gwen Katarina, where you're forced to like take a lot of different decisions, I guess, are much more my style. I really struggle with Jinx Draven and Draven Samira this season. Like those decks I do not know how to win with. This one I don't think we're racing them like in the early game. Just go like 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. I don't think that's how we're winning this game. So I want to be able to go Phantom Butler on turn 2 is a nice fearsome attacker. And turn 3 we can maybe kill a Lulu or a good blocker or something, like a nice tempo play. Man, I haven't seen this card in so long. That's so fun. I'm surprised they didn't even attack. Wouldn't they be happy if I blocked there? I'm not happy about this open attack, but we just don't have another great play. Hopefully they'll just play like a Lulu now. Yeah, I'll kill that one. At least I'll try to kill it. Either way, forcing out their pump spell now. Yeah, like this is better than their pump spell hitting us in combat next turn. And it's still on 1 HP if we draw a Katarina. I could block here. I think I'll just stun her. No. Hold on a second. Give my supported ally defense. Or give my supported ally offense. So if I stun Lulu, their attack becomes a 3-1. And a 6-2. I think that's fine. Okay, I think I'm just gonna block here. And next turn we can play Fallen Reckoner and... Oh. I think that's still whatever. If we go Fallen Reckoner, this dude can't block. Is that any better than going double 2-drop? We get a fearsome attacker, doesn't particularly matter. But we can turn this guy into a 3-2. I think it's better for me to go double 2-drop. Again, I kind of want some stability on board, so that if they like let down their defenses or take a bit of a reckless attack, we can plop down a Rune Reckoner and get a free attack. And kind of try to jump on that. I'll go like this. I think I'll get aggressive and try to just force the issue out of them. Because I'm probably only gonna block these two, and maybe chump block with Omen Hawk, but they won't block with Lulu, unless they have, you know, another combat trick.
Yeah, he bites. Nosy dewdrop.
Sure. Katarina would be an okay draw, but I'd like to get her down before they attack.
Not even I know what I'm cooking up.
Okay. I think I'm just going to start throwing out my Fallen Reckoners then. They're fine to chump block with since we can replay them as well as the 3-drop.
Faster. Guess we're going. Loopify. Go, pet. You fly on, cute little snoozeball. Yeah, you did it.
Again, they can certainly have pump spells here. But we kind of just have to run into it at this point. Like, I don't think it's worth playing around more Troll Chance, more Brittle Steels. Because at this point, yeah. Like, they're always going to have these reactions. If we force them out now, I'm just hoping they're a low enough life total that next turn we can really force them to
Need a second.
struggle. Like, I can go Risen Reckoner here. And one Rune Reckoner.
Get him, Hicks.
I don't know what to do, man. I guess I can start with my attack here. Force them to at least use the barrier here.
Plenty to go round.
And I don't even know if it's worth it to... I guess I'll attack with this guy, right? Because now they have to block with one of these 3 units, and unless they have another combat trick, it would die. Okay. I think that's fine. They get to re-equip the equipment, but again, this is at the point where we can still just kind of rely on getting a nice draw. This next Fallen Reckoner could be really brutal for our opponent, or a Harrowing, Gwen, Katarina. Maybe not Gwen, but like an Eternal Dancers might be good.
All the colors.
Yeah, we might just die. I don't know. I feel... Oh, okay, I see. We were pretty close to pulling this one out. We just got kind of burnt by all the combat tricks, you know what I mean?
Vroom, vroom.
And like, that's one thing our deck just can't interact well with. But I don't think that's really that much of a problem. There's not much Freljord running around. Like, how many like, you know, barriers and Troll Chance and Brittle Steels do they have this game that really flip the tide? Because at some point I feel like I'm supposed to try to take some trades. Because if I just let them attack and attack every turn, they're kind of just going to get to do their thing, build their guys up, and we're not really pressuring them. Like, I'd rather use... Remember, like, that Sentry Flock play? I'd rather go Sentry Flock there, where they don't get the defensive value, rather than if I'm, say, you know, attacking with my Phantom Butler, and then they block and Troll Chant and kill it for free then. Like, at least the Sentry Flock, like, it doesn't cost us unit for them to use their Troll Chant in that situation. I like this. No one health units is pretty good. I'm probably just gonna go Rearguard Prodigy. And on turn 2, if they don't have a way to kill Prodigy, we can open attack on turn 3 if we need to. If we tax their resources enough, though, it might be worth it to just play Phantom Butler as well, because they might not have the options to kill Prodigy and Phantom Butler. And if they start burning removal on our early units, obviously that clears our way for our Gwen. I imagine they run Explorator, so Eternal Dancers might not be as good. That is definitely one thing. Eternal Dancers, excuse me, can be really clutch, but there is a fair amount of removal that just kills it in one shot, like Sunburst and Explorator at the moment. And honestly, 6 health isn't even all that much against like the Samira Action decks, so okay, that's pretty good. I might just go double Prodigy rather than the Phantom Butler. Because it's another thing where it's like the value you accumulate over time with Prodigy is much better than Phantom Butler if they can't kill Prodigy right away. Samira is obviously annoying. Maybe we could have ended the round if I thought about it. But I feel like they would have played Samira. Okay. Wow, triple Prodigy. That's going to be annoying for our opponent. That's going to be hard for them to deal with. Like, a Caustic Griff can't bail them out here, you know? If they have, like, the Divine Draft plus Caustic Griff, yeah, okay. Interesting. Like, Static Shock here might be good. But we get the attack. They would have stacked it otherwise. Like, Caustic Griff now actually does a fair amount of work for them. But still, it's like a... They had to use 2 spells to kill 2 of our units, so... Comes out about even. And we still get to push 3 damage. Okay, this is really good for us. We got 4 damage and the 2 Hallowed stacks out of it. And they used Divine Draft, Blade's Edge, and Flock on our 2 drops. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know if they'll even be able to kill our Gwen next turn very easily if they have a Samira. Like, they might have another 2 mana removal, but I feel like they just would have used the 2 mana removal there to kill one of our guys before they attacked, right? I'm pretty happy to just slam Gwen. They might have like a Thermo Beam, but next turn we just go double 2 drops again, and we're still pretty far ahead. Oh, that's a good one. I don't want to play into a Caustic Griff since our Gwen's already at 1 HP. I won't play Phantom Butler. I'm just going to go Prodigy Katarina here. So now, after they've just played the 2 mana to get the chump blockers, hopefully they don't have the resources to kill both of our champions. I mean, they used 6 mana and 2 cards to kill our Gwen. That's really, really, really good for us. That's the kind of play that wins us the games like this. Because we still have an Eternal Dancers coming. Now we're just going to start rallying every turn. They can't kill any of our 3 units for the rest of the turn. Like, they're in trouble.
It's just a nick.
Alright, good game.
See ya.
Okay, ready.
Action Samira. This is definitely the matchup I need to test the most. I need to know if I need to ban Katarina, or if I need to ban Samira Action when I go to the tournament this weekend. I like this hand. Blade's Edge can get something like a Forsaken Bakai. Yeah. Interesting. So I'm going to take this attack. because the more pressure we put on them early, they don't have a ton of units. If they're forced to block with their Samira or Akshan, that just wins us the game. They don't have many threats in their deck. If we kill their champions early, it really makes it hard for them to catch up. So like this turn, they can't even play a Samira and challenge, so I'm just going to play Prodigy. If they have Akshan, that's fine. That's a good play for them. But they can't kill our unit. They can only get the attack trigger. So like this turn, I'd love a 2-drop. If not, I'm probably just going to go for the Katarina rally.
Bloodshed begin.
At least just get her leveled up, right? Because we can only do one thing this turn. It's either Katarina or Pigeon. And Pigeon isn't enough of a threat that getting him down really does all that much. So I'm just going to go like this. If they have a Quicksand, that's fine. We still have a ton of other threats in our hands. Okay, well that was pretty good. Quicksand would have been fine for me, I think. But just the Scrying Sands is much better for them. We still get some damage in. And next turn we could go Gwen. We could even go Ruin Reckoner. Which might be worth it, depending on what they develop. I almost certainly imagine this is the vulnerable unit. I want to play this turn a little slow. I don't want to run out. Interesting. We simply don't have the resources in this deck to react to them if they have strike spells. I don't want to play into this if this is the Avenging Vastaya. They might be pretty happy to use that to cancel my free attack. And so I'd rather just get Gwen down. Turn 4 level action, not bad.
You cannot run from absolution.
I'm going to assume they have another strike spell coming. Like either they already have one in hand, or they are gonna try to draw one. So I'm gonna expect this Gwen to die pretty early on. If I'm expecting her to die this turn, the next time I give them an action, I'm thinking I should just take my attack. Push 4 damage, push 6 damage. That doesn't really do much though. Like if I go here, that's much, much better for us. If we get an attack with both those units. That might force them to block with Akshan or use a Quicksand. If I go Pigeon, Ruined Reckoner, this becomes a 3-3, 4-2, 4-3. I'm gonna go Fallen Reckoner. I'm gonna try to get this turn. I don't know, like I understand like the opponent wants me to play faster, but like I'm trying to think through my options. Like I feel like at a certain point, at least for me, I get a little more frustrated with super slow play when I'm super low on the ladder. Like I feel like at the higher level, people would understand like the players are really thinking about a lot of different stuff. I'm not like trying to rope you because like I'm trying to be rude, you know what I mean? Like these are tight, interesting games. And I just want to make sure it's not like, I'm not going to just like try to rush everything just for the sake of making it as fast as possible. Okay, that's actually a reasonable turn for us, I think. This unit can block here if they'd like. No way. Another Scrying Sands? That's really bad. Woo! Okay, thank goodness. Okay, that's so good for us. I was really worried that they were going to have another Scrying Sands. Now I'm looking at opened with Ruin Reckoner. Then we get a free attack with Gwen. Then we can develop our pigeons. Ah, that's not good. Okay. Oh man, let's see. We only have one Hallowed Trigger. I'll pass. I'd actually be okay with them ending the round here.
This should be fun.
Sure.
Bleed forever.
I'm thinking if I should go Pigeon Pigeon Ruined Reckoner this turn. Because that way, next turn, even if they have a way to go Pump Spell Strike onto Eternal Dancers, we're not totally dead. Like right now, if I go Eternal Dancers and they strike, next turn we're forced to develop. They probably leveled their Samira by then. They get Spell Shield on their units soon. Like I'd love to see them tap out this turn, and then we can just rip in a big attack. Okay, well that's not as good for us. But I mean, like if they are forced to block here, I'm pretty happy. I'll go with this guy, because Ruin Reckoner can at least threaten Samira without the Hallowed triggers, and I don't want them to just trade here. So like, if they block here, I'm pretty happy. So like this turn, if we just go Risen Reckoner, like if we draw Katarina, Risen Reckoner plus Katarina might actually be good. The Samira can't block. Okay, I'm just gonna go Eternal Dancers. It's the highest upside play. We only get to play one unit this turn. I think it's probably worth the upside. And we can try to kill Samira this turn if they take any damage in combat blocking. Like even if they go 5 power on our Hallowed or Eternal Dancers, -4 with Quicksand, Samira would still take 1 damage. Now they only have 1 blocker, right? So like as long as they don't have a fast speed strike spell, we're pushing 9, 10, 11 plus 3, so 14 damage just over there. Like if they use a Quicksand, they have to use it over here. Oh. It's not enough. You had to have another Scrying Sands. Alright, good game. I've run into this matchup a lot over the past few days. A lot of those games are just like that, where it feels really close. Like, it's a lot of fun. I'm not a huge fan of, like, obviously getting destroyed by Samira, but games like that I think are really interesting. I think it's a very fun dynamic of we're much more of an aggressive deck. Our tempo relies on free attacks and things like making sure their units can't block. We have a few fearsome attackers. Their tempo is much more, they only have a few units, but they just have so many interesting strike spells to help control the game. They have things like Quicksand. Like, it's a really interesting matchup, I think. Katarina Flock could be pretty good here.
We shall sing, dance, and forget our woes. Join us.
As long as I don't have a one-drop here, I might just open attack next turn. We just push 6 damage on the open. Okay. Interesting, interesting. I mean, if they have a unit, I think I'm just going to play Katarina next turn. I'm just going to take my open. This is a ton of damage. This turn we can just get Pigeon on board. And the next turn we can go Katarina and Flock whatever they play. Like, this guy's the problem. We need to kill that for sure. They got a fish fight. Huh. Okay. Never mind, we can't flock that guy. Oh, good draws all around. I think... I don't know if Gwen's the best at the moment. Neither is Katarina, though, to be honest. Katarina just doesn't push much extra damage because they have so many good blockers. So honestly, I'm kind of looking at like a tempo turn of just Gwen plus Fallen Reckoner next turn.
I am the night wind. My goodness, what is all this?
The midnight bubble, and so we begin.
I don't know if I want to run into a troll chain here.
A bit underdressed. Another.
Okay, pretty happy to see that. So now they get one action. Like what do they do here? One unit hopefully isn't enough to really stop us. Because now they're tapped below Harsh Winds. I don't even know. No, they're not Freljord, so I don't even know if they could run here. But our attack's gonna be pretty chunky, and I'm gonna buff up this dude to 5 power to try to incentivize them to block it. Oh my gosh.
Nothing to fear.
Oh, oopsies. What? I didn't even... I meant to do that the other way around. That's a little annoying. My bad. We lost out on 2 damage. Like, if they block Gwen here, we still leave our big Overwhelm unit on board. And we still keep Redeem Prodigy on board. Like, Mystic Shot, block could be pretty bad for us. Blowback, okay. Ooh, this is looking to be pretty nasty. If they tap below Vi, I will slam Eternal Dancers. That's actually kind of funny. Ah, Eternal Dancers does look kind of sad. Into a fish fight. I'm just gonna hedge my bets. I'm just gonna go Katarina. Next turn we can go... We're taking a lot of damage here. I could start here and go Eternal Dancers next turn. Or I could go Risen Reckoner now, open attack, and then try to rally. But that gets really blown out by a freeze. I'll just go Risen Reckoner. It's a nice chump blocker in this scenario. Next turn, they only have one dude, and we just start with Sentry, and they won't have any units capable of being blockers.
Worth noting.
What?
Look lively. Dragons are here.
I'd really love to draw a flock. That's a good draw too. This gets hit so hard by Fish Fight. I wonder if they've just used Fish Fight though at some point this game. Maybe they haven't even had the opportunity on a big unit. This is essentially a full board attack. If I get Redeemed Prodigy down plus Sentry, we have 6 attackers. I think that's our best out. Not hoping they don't have Fish Fight. They have 2 blockers, we have 6 attackers. Hopefully this is enough. And I'll make it so they are incentivized not to block our Redeemed Prodigies. Alright, let's go. Take game. Those are fun ones. I don't know. I think we played it all right. This feels like the matchup du jour for me. I run into this one so much. Honestly, Katarina Flock doesn't seem too bad on turn 4. And then we're attacking on 2, so their Samira can't kill our units for free on turn 2, which is nice. A bonus that I feel like I haven't had all that often. So we can go turn 1 Pigeon, turn 2 Prodigy, and they would be forced to have an early reaction spell. Something like Action on turn 2 plus a Scrying Sands. Or, you know, Samira, same thing. But we're still pushing a good amount of damage. We're getting damage on their units. If they were Forsaken Bakai, okay. Wow, that's so good for us. And I'm just gonna hope they don't have a Samira, and we're looking much better. Boisterous Host is interesting. Yeah, I'm always developing Katarina here, right? Because that just means we open attack next turn. Maybe I should go for the upside of next turn we'll have 7 mana. Go Katarina Blades Edge Flock. I'll try it.
Welcome, one and all, to the Midnight Rebel!
I guess if they have spell shield, that's kind of awkward. Oopsies. Was that silly? Ugh, I don't know. Because I want to get that value out of that Blade's Edge. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Ah, that's so brutal. Okay, okay. I get it. I should have just played Katarina. Oh. Oh. Oh, is that better? I think that might be better.
I serve a nobler cause.
Oh gosh. Okay. This is the Action Samira style though, right? In this matchup, they just do that much better than us. The stupid pigeon can't attack this turn. He literally like can't attack without killing something. Because even if I go over here, he's just gonna kill our boisterous host. Or, you know, the ghastly band. Huh. Huh. Well, I can try to flock action on this turn if he blocks either of these. Never mind, he levels. I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm doing. We can still try to flock him eventually. He's just gonna work through a few more of our units. We can still go Fallen Reckoner here to stop Akshan from blocking in the future if he gets crazy out of hand. Yoinks. I can still attack with Redeemed Prodigy. And it'll push 2 damage. Probably worth it. Because I guess we're just kind of dead next turn, right? If we get them down to 6 HP, are we ever burning them out? Oh, okay. I'm fine with that. Now what can we do? Double flock. We can go Fallen Reckoner into Katarina next turn. Now they're forced to do something, because we just have lethal on the open. Yeah, this action's immortal. We're never killing him with Flock anymore. Good draws off the top would be... Not Eternal Dancers. Probably just Arachnoid Sentry. They might try to play another unit here, like on the Vicorn Vagabond. Or just a Samira, anything like that. And we could stun it, flock it, and then Katarina. Yeah, like this is interesting. I'd love to see an Arachnoid Sentry off the top. We can still go Katarina, flock.
With the power of time, the possibilities are endless.
And if they have a strike spell on our Katarina, we can just play our next Katarina. Well, I'm happier to see that guy die, I guess, at this point than our Katarina. Like, they're just mowing our units down, though. I don't know what the inflection point here was of... I guess the, because they just started with Swing Glaive on round 3. Ever since then, our units were never killing him. And they got tough right away, so we couldn't Blade's Edge flock. What? Are you kidding me? Why are they playing around Blade's Edge so much? Would you stop it? It's actually super obnoxious. Now we can't actually kill it. That's actually really annoying.
No need to make a name.
Okay, well that gives us an excuse to kill something.
No going back.
This is 6 power. Our opponent's playing this very well, I feel.
It's just a nick.
We might just die next turn. Like, if I attack with my units here, Katarina goes back to hand. I don't know. Maybe we're dead. I don't think we are. We should at least be able to chump luck with something. Oh? Was that a mistake? Yeah, maybe. Now they can't even block here? Okay, maybe we're okay, Again, these matchups are so close, aren't they?
Listen to me.
Now we have a pretty good play next turn, I think.
They'll never know what killed them.
Oh, here's a tricky play. Next turn I'll play Katarina. Right now they don't have any blockers. I'll just play Katarina. And I can chump block with her.
It's justice.
Like right now I rally. Right now. Rally token. Activated. If they kill Katarina, I can just play this dude. Or we can go Blade's Edge face, put them down to 2. If our Katarina strikes one more time, interesting. They still don't have a blocker though. Like they're pretty much forced to do this, but we just get another attacker. And next turn, this is Katarina again. I have to finish off, or else we get 2 more Blade's Edges. This is gonna be 8 power if they have a unit to block with, like a Foghorn Vagabond. Like a Gwen off the top would deal the drain damage, and Katarina getting 2 attacks. Brutal. Okay.
Justice works fast.
All the strike spells. Holy smokes. Was that like the 3rd grappling hook this game? Why would you ever play an 8-drop when you can just get this by turn 7? Oh my gosh.
If only she could see me.
They had to find a way to deal with her. Are you kidding me? Like, what the heck do I even do? They just literally have killed the past, like, 4 things we've played.
No going back.
They don't have a blocker still, so I'm just hoping this Katarina hits. Like, if they have, like, the, what, 5th strike spell? Like, actually, second Siphoning Strike. 2. 3. 3 grappling hooks and 2 siphoning strikes this game. That's kind of wild. That's funny. This one's so tight, man. So we can't even use Katarina as a chump blocker next turn.
Quick as the blade.
Quicksand won't do it. Wow. Crazy game. Holy smokes. I did not think we were going to squeak away with that for a while. That was crazy close. Tight game. That's why I love this Gwen Katarina deck, man. Like, just squeezing out those extra wins at the end. Holy smokes. That's why I think our deck is actually kind of an okay matchup into Samira action though, because they don't have the units to keep up with your wide board. They have to rely on those strike spells to kill your important champions, which obviously they run a ton of. I don't love this hand. I guess I'll keep Pigeon. Pigeon plus Phantom Butler, not the best combo. Nor Pigeon plus Boisterous Host. Ah, that one's a good one though.
The dead don't need riches. A brief engagement, but a joyous one.
For the Empire. The few for the many.
Now what I could do here is shoot our own Boisterous Host to give us...
He's young.
Oh no, no, yeah, okay, I'll just do this.
Join us.
I think this is fine. This is the kind of hand I don't like. What are we doing next turn? Like, we play Phantom Butler.
What's that you got there?
On turn 4 we play Sentry. But our hand's already kind of dead, and we only have one unit on board now. I kind of prefer being able to get a Gwen on turn 4, ideally. Like Katarina, you can play later in the game, because if you've drained your opponent of resources by then, they might not have an answer, and you can like continually rally.
Please make yourself right at home.
Okay. But like, a Recognized Sentry here, this looks kind of dead. If we take our open,
Very good.
we're pushing 6 damage. I guess we might as well. We don't have much else to do. Like, maybe they'll play a Misfortune. Or an any or two. Sorry, I don't know why I thought I was playing. Yeah, okay. This is whatever. I don't want to play Sentry onto a blank board, obviously.
You won't get past me.
I'm gonna try to use my mana efficiently here. I'm just gonna kill this. Next turn I'm gonna play Fallen Reckoner if they play any other unit, and open attack the following turn. That's kind of whatever. They're low on health. They have to be the defensive ones, so they can't really take many attacks here that we're scared of. Or if we play Fallen Reckoner and they attack, I'm more than happy to chump block, because then we can just play the Risen Reckoner the following turn, right? I don't want to run into a Twisted Fate on turn 6 though. But they probably run Sentry themselves. Maybe Pirouette. Really?
Okay.
I'm very happy to take this block. I'm gonna block here, because this guy dies to Make It Rain and Twisted Fate red card. And we get the Hallowed Trigger in return. Now I'm just gonna play Fallen Reckoner. And they don't have any units to block with if we want to open attack. Because I don't think it's worth it to develop into a stun if just for the rear guard. Huh. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah.
My axe.
Another Eye of Nagakuboros here would just stack on the one that already can't block. And we're still kind of threatening our Katarina, our Gwen. So what if they develop?
Nice to meet you. I'm Isla.
That's fine. Our harrowing is looking incredibly nasty. Getting multiple of these guys back, it just like wipes their board. Like they literally can't block with anything. And I don't think they have anything here for 1 minute that really scares us. Like a Twisted Fate stun
Never lost a
would just kill our Risen Reckoner.
hold it, partner. I'll do better this time. Easy.
A Katarina would be an exceptional draw. Even Gwen would be fine. Their open attack doesn't scare me either. And if they develop, I can just play these as chump blockers this turn. And then just rip Harrowing next turn and we're good to go.
Need a second.
If they play another unit, I'll just play the Redeemed Prodigy. They shouldn't have any interaction for Hairling. So I'm totally okay with just blowing my board right now.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Would you guys want me to use... That's an interesting stun. We might die now if they have the burn. Yeah, do that. Okay, thank goodness he did that, right? I'll go here and here. I don't want to give them an excuse to use an Eye of Nakabros to get this guy back to being... Now, unfortunately, we're dead to Decimate Fervor. And they have 10 mana, so they have enough mana to do that, unfortunately. Oh, we have our own Fervor. Oh my gosh, is that better? If we go Risen Reckoner, and they have like Twisted Fate Gold card, we're forced to Fervor, and they could have Fervor in return, and we just lose the game. If they have Fervor... I guess we just force them to have Decimate Fervor, exactly. That's so nasty. Seven HP is never comfortable, huh? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay, good game. Arrowing just does it sometimes. That's why it's in the deck. Alright, not a bad run of games. I thought that was pretty good. Let me know if you guys think this deck is competitively viable. I think it's really good right now. Obviously, I'm not quite in Masters yet, so it's not like I'm testing it against the best players in the world. But it's incredibly fun, and it feels smooth. Like, you have so many decisions to make. I went 6-3 with it last night when I was testing it again. And let me see what my record is now. I have a 75% win rate over my first 16 games with it. So I don't know. I think it's pretty good. We went, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 2 on stream? Something like that? I don't know if those games look a little wrong. No, we only played 7 games, right? Okay. Anyways, it looks like a pretty good deck to me. I don't know. I just have so much fun with it. I feel like that matchup against Samira Action is pretty skill intensive and makes it a lot of fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow. Tonight I'm going to try to make Masters. Not sure what I'm going to play yet. I've really struggled with like the Jinx aggro decks, so if I'm going to play anything I might just stick with Gwen Katarina. Or I've had a lot of success with the Nightfall deck lately. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been loving Eternal this season. Like, I've had so much fun. I haven't played off stream much over the past season, but like this Eternal season, I really enjoyed just like queuing up for like an hour, even in, like when I'm not streaming. Which usually I hadn't been doing as much over the past few months. Like, I just hadn't been as addicted to Legends of Runeterra, but I've been having such a blast. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good one.